What's going on, beautiful people? Machiavelli Mills TV. And I got to speak to a problem within the black community. A problem that we have within our community. So I'm on Facebook and I see that somebody shared a picture of Southwest T, Big Meech, and they homie, they right hand man's D Meeks, who is called B Mickey in the BMF TV series, right? And all of those individuals that I named or were a part of the Black Mafia family, right? You know, the drug dealing, dope dealing black kingpins from Detroit, Michigan, right? And so, there's this picture of these individuals, and the caption says Southwest T, Meech, and D Meeks, 1987, $30,000 a day for the culture. And I'm looking at this like puzzled out of my mind. For the culture, brother? What are we talking about? See, this is the problem. And this came from a grown-ass man, this post. This is the problem. Our community idolizes and worship drug dealers like they were just some type of superheroes, like they were the kings of goddamn Wakanda. And we got to stop it, okay? I watch BMF just like everybody else does. I'm entertained by it. It's a dope show. It's fun. It's entertaining. I watch a lot of shows involving drug kingpins and, and crime and so on and so forth and all this type of stuff. It's entertainment. Just the way I enjoy the movies and music, so on and so forth. But I can bring myself to reality and realize and acknowledge that there was nothing to be glamorized about that lifestyle. There's nothing that should be, I guess, not or celebrated about it at all. For the culture, brother, knock it off. Them brothers sold dope. They sold weight. What about that is for the culture? And they sold it to their own people, to black folks. What is that like? What? Come on, man. You know how much dope broke, like crack cocaine and all that type of stuff. It broke up families. Made mama turn to a fiend beyond measure. Had her out here selling her body to men she did not know, and men even to her son's best friends who sold dope because she wanted that dope so bad. Had fathers out here leaving a family, leaving the mother to fend for themselves, leaving the mother and the kids to fend for themselves while he was out here chasing his next high, selling a car, selling a mama's TV, so on and so forth. For the culture, bro, people got to knock it off, right? You got grown men out here, fans of these dope dealers, like they damn daddies or something like that. Fans of these individuals, like these are ups, like they were, again, superheroes. And once you're older, once you know better, you gotta stop all of that. When you're a grown man, you understand certain things should never be celebrated. It just shouldn't. We can watch it and think it's a dope show and so on and so forth, but you never gonna see me putting up pictures of Southwest T and them like, oh my God. They got brothers acting like these men were deities, like they were gods amongst men. Knock it off. Knock it the fuck off. Like, this is what we really gonna teach the kids. If you got grown men out here praising and worshiping dudes that was dealing dope to other black, and again, I'm not trying to denigrate Southwest T and Big Meech and D Meeks and all of that. I know. Hopefully, they understand the era of their ways now that they've grown older. They had to do hard time, and they possibly matured from that. And they just telling their story to get their money, get paid. Okay, cool. But you got to know, when you get older, there's nothing official about that. It's nothing dope or cool about selling dope, risking your freedom to go to jail, for one. Big Meech, for all of how he's glamorized and talked up and how he's celebrated, Meech still in jail right now. He's still in jail right now having to watch a movie about his own life and watch his son play him while he's sitting in the jail cell. It's nothing cool about that, right? And so once when you see grown men acting like these individuals are gods and then like they just, on their knees for them, you'll have a generation of kids looking at them and thinking that's what they're supposed to be. That's what they're supposed to follow because their own fathers idolize these men. Their own fathers worship these men. Like, bro, this is what we doing for the culture. What about that is for the culture, bro? It's nothing honorable about selling dope. Selling dope, for one, risking your freedom when you got children in a family. There's nothing honorable about that. And then you out here pushing it pushing weight to your own people, making smokers and fiends out your own people. And you got dumbasses in the comments. Don't get mad at them. They gonna get their house somewhere. They shoot. I mean, Meech and them was just making it easy. I mean, they just shoot, getting it how they live. Man, are you crazy? Are you crazy? My father's 67 years old. Most of the men he grew up with are all still crack cocaine, are still addicted to crack cocaine. They still are drug heads out of their mind. They still are fiends. To the point their teeth rotted out their mouth, they lost their families, all of that. And my father sees these individuals and say, man, I remember when he had a job. I remember when that brother had a wife and a kid and all of that. He had a car. He had a nice little spot. You know, he was stayed clean and stayed, you know, sharp. So, you know, the old head say sharp. Stayed clean, sharp, and he was, you know, he was always well kept. And now he out here looking like Robin Williams when he stepped out of the Jumanji board game in the movie. Okay? The brother is not, I mean, don't keep up with himself. We see him walking up and down the street. Eyes bugged out of their face. All of that because they so high off dope. Can't even talk. Tongue hanging out their mouth like a dog. Like, I didn't see these individuals in the neighborhood. Right? And so, yes, I understand these individuals have a choice to make and they, you know, whatever. But let's not act like crack cocaine wasn't put in the hood and put in the hood by the government. And then a lot of young black men, they found out a way they wanted to push the weight and they wanted to go ahead and sell it and push it, right? And we know it was put in the community, not by black folks, right? It wasn't. But again, and these young men sold dope. And when you recognize how it ruined the black community, how it ruined the safety net that black folks had with each other. Black folks could, okay, I'm going to watch out for your kids like they my kids. You know, we're going to look out for y'all, this, that, and the third. People would get so high. They was so focused on getting high. Nobody cared about nobody else's kids. Other kids became vulnerable to certain things because their parents were dope heads, base heads, what they call base heads, whatever. They was off dope so bad, off crack so bad. You had some people out here trying to pimp out their own daughters because they was off crack. There's no way I can sit here and say that's honorable and say that's dope. And again, I could be a walking contradiction because I watch the show all the time. I listen to music about it, so on and so forth, right? You can call me a hypocrite and all of that, and I understand if you do. You can call me a hypocrite, I understand. I watch the shows and all of that, listen to the music, find it entertaining, so on and so forth. But I'm never going to sit out here and treat. And again, these brothers got a story to tell. I got family members that did things that I'm not proud of and they're not proud of as well. You will see these individuals on my channel in the future. For sure, they're going to talk about these things, right? And I love them because they my family and they have an interesting story to tell and I'm going to let it be told. But I'm never going to sit here and act like anything that any and everything that they did regarding the street antics was honorable. Because you got grown men out here worshiping and acting like these men are gods, like they are deities for the culture. It's nothing about selling dope to your people is for the culture. Nothing about being separated from your kids for 20-some years is for the culture. It's not. Black kids need their parents. They need their mothers and their fathers, right? So they got grown men for the culture. Like, you just out here meat riding on. Like, it just, come on, bro. That's for the culture because they was making a lot of money. All money ain't good money, man. Even though it can feel good when everybody want money. I want money. I want to be able to be swimming in millions and millions and take care of my family, so on and so forth, or whatever, right? So, you know, I figure out, I work, make an honest living, and I do stuff like this to hone my craft and pray and hope that one day my skills as an orator, my skills, you know, giving commentary will one day pay off and will help me take care of my family. And so I understand wanting money and wanting bread. But when you got bread and the stuff, you got to think about, and you do heinous stuff for it, you got to, at some point in your life, when you grow up, recognize, damn, I don't sleep right at night, right? And I'm not saying I'm this holier than thou individual. I've done wrong things, not criminally, never been a criminal, but I've done things I shouldn't have done. all type of stuff, whatever, all this and all of that. I haven't been the best significant other at times and so on and so forth in certain situations. I've done all this and all that, whatever, right? But at the end of the day, I can never be out here. I couldn't never dibble and dabble on street stuff, nor can I honor a person who worship and praise. Again, you can respect a person, all of that, when they recognize the error of their ways. You can be cool with them and all of that. You can let them tell your story. You can watch their story take place and all that. I'm not going to treat you like a god and act like everything you're doing is just so honorable. Sometimes our culture gets so fucked up. It's just like, what are we doing? And I spoke about it before. When Bobby Shmurda was first released from prison, you would think the Messiah was coming home. You would think Jesus Christ, you'd think whoever people pray to was coming home, and we were all about to be saved and sent on to greener pastures with 40 acres and three mules, okay, when he got out of jail. Brother, celebrating it to the heavens, even got the women is all up in here, all praising and shouting and calling him such a real N-word and such a stand-up dude and all this and all of that. And they celebrate a dude getting out of jail and not telling on nobody. But when the dude and their family graduate from college, when their little cousin get his master's degree, when a little cousin become a nurse, when their little brother graduate with a doctorate, when the little brother has a business and open up a business, so on and so forth, none of the claps for that is as loud as the drug dealing or the criminal coming home from jail. The shit is backwards to me. It's like, what are we doing here? Like, what's going on, black people? I see a post like this, $30,000 a day for the culture. He wasn't giving us none of that damn money. He wasn't feeding me, you, your mama, none of that. And I know Meech was very charitable. He was all inclusive, going on trips. So I heard the stories about him putting people on planes, going to Mexico and all this and all of that. But at the end, and again, he paid some people, so on and so forth. But like, he wasn't doing it for me. He wasn't helping me or this brother in his post. None of these other people that he talking about. So for the culture, like, really? Come on, man. And again, you can help people and give back and all this and all of that and do that whole thing. But at the end of the day, it didn't even out. It was some brothers feel like their good outweigh, or the good and the bad evens itself out when you do charitable things. But you got to think about the lives that were destroyed by that drug. So I'm never going to be out here just worshiping and getting and kneeling before men. This is like for the culture, $30,000 a day. You got brothers putting Meech in them as they damn profile pictures and all that. Grown as hell. Grown, got kids. Like, bro, that just looks clown the fuck out. What are you doing, bro? This what your kids gonna see you out here idolizing another drug dealing dude that's locked up? They gonna think that shit is what they supposed to be because their daddy is out here honoring and praising and bowing before these men. Like, what are we doing? Like, for real? Grown ass men, older, they are as old as Big Meech and them. Putting up pictures of Big Meech them on their Facebook, on their Twitter, on their Instagram, and wish N-words was getting money like this, and these were stand-up solid men. Wish they made them like this still. What? For what, bro? You can be honorable, solid, and a stand-up individual without dope dealing. And you can respect and honor Meech for certain characteristics he had, certain personality traits he possessed, certain leadership qualities, certain things that, certain loyalty that he had, so on and so forth, for sure. But at the end of the day, this post right here, Southwest T, Meech, D Meeks, he got the B Mickey in parentheses, 1987, $30,000 a day for the culture. He's simply praising the money they was making from dealing drugs, which is not fucking cool. What are we doing? We, as the men in our environment, in our communities, can't be praising shit like that. We can't be out here worshiping, bowing before that and acting like that's cool. The babies is watching us, and so we out here, look, like, what are we like? You never gonna see me with them damn pictures and shit like that on my thing like that. I mean, again, I don't not disrespecting them brothers, not saying, I'm not saying F them or nothing like that at all. I watch the show. I listen to music and stuff, but to act like, to be talking about this for the culture and all that, that's just a false, it's a false reality. Not false reality. It's a false narrative. I'm sorry. False narrative. Like what? Like, come on, man. It wasn't for the culture, brother. It was against the culture, against black culture of our community sticking together, taking care of each other. You know, having our, we having our swagger, our flavor, our the sauce that we emit, and we all taking care of each other while we exhibiting that sauce, and we all uplifting each other, all keeping each other on our toes, and all starting businesses and employing each other, so on and so forth. That ain't the same image with the dope dealing and selling dope to the community, to the black folks, and having our people become fiends. While Nancy Reagan them sit up there, just say no. That's all you got to do is just say no to that crack, y'all. Black folks, them black people can't stay off that crack that they put in the community, the government in particular. But, like, it just, bruh. I can't co-sign shit like that as a father of a boy and a young girl. I can never let them see me sitting up in there for the culture. Dude, they don't make them like these dudes no more, putting up pictures of Meech and Terry and them. Like, what, bro? Fuck, that shit clowned out to me. It's weak. And it's just, I don't know, it's too fanned out. Too fanboyed out, and just too of dudes that really helped to destroy the community, even though I love the show. Peace.